All praises due to the Most High, family. We back with another Acres anime review, family. I just finished watching episode 8, right? Hold on, family. This episode 8 of Daemons of the Shadow Realm. And family, we're getting to the bottom of a few things here, or close to it, right? Because we coming off of the Kagemoris mansion being attacked. We don't know quite who. We don't know for what reason, right? And so we're kind of digesting that and deciding how we're gonna move forward, right? And you know, like, it's pretty obvious, like, you know, it's hard to trust anybody right now, right? Really quick, family, before we get into the details of the episode, we're on a journey to 100 YouTube subscribers, family. If you're watching this and not subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and help us out. Subscribe, please. It's free, and that really helps the channel. It tells the algorithm to show the video to other people so they can join in the conversation with us. Okay, so family, like I said, well, first of all, we open up with who is going to be the future head of the Kagemori clan. Did I understand this correctly? Right? And I think his name was Hagare. He had a pen name, which was different from, because he's a mangaka, right? So that's why I'm confused on what his name actually was, though. But he was the oldest brother. We found out that he is the oldest brother. It's him and Jin, who's the youngest, who's, you know, and Jin's the most familiar the brother we're most familiar with. And then the middle brother is the one I think we got to worry about. But we'll get to him in a second. But so the oldest is who we opened up with, and we're seeing how his daemons work. And it's kind of cool because he's a mangaka. Like, he's able to really unleash the full potential of his daemons, because it requires like some imagination. But basically, he's got like an ultimate whiteout daemon and then an ink daemon. So he can basically he just, if there's an issue, if there's something he wants to fix, he just whites it out, and then over it he just draws the repaired version. And then we noticed that after he did that, you could actually tell which parts. So basically, he went back and repaired the whole Kagemori mansion, right? All the damaged pieces. And afterwards, we noticed, hey, you can kind of tell which parts have been repaired and which haven't. And he tells us that, oh, after some time, you know, like, the colors will blend better and you won't be able to tell which pieces were repaired. That was pretty cool. Anyhow, after he did that, we had breakfast. Now, this is where we kind of get different opinions on how we move forward, and different visions on how we achieve a solution, right? Because there's a lot of drama going on. The village is attacking the mansion, and, you know, we're fighting each other, and we don't exactly know why. Right? We're looking, it's just a bunch of mystery and, you know, misunderstanding and mistrust. Okay. So the head of the Kagemori clan comes out and he says, and I don't know exactly what he meant by this, but it was weird. He said, oh, I want these to be the last twins ever. I want these to be the last Higashi twins, the last iteration of Break and Seal. He said, I want them to be the last of it. So what does that mean, bro? Obviously, we learn through left and right earlier in the series that, you know, like, whenever these twins manifest, people's ambitions, you know, start working around the twins. And so I guess the Kagemori clan head, I guess he just wants to avoid it altogether. To me, honestly, family, it reminded me of like Eren and what was his brother's name? Dang, what was Aaron from Attack on Titan's brother's name? But anyhow, but they wanted to basically end the cycle of Titans and hatred with themselves. They wanted to stop the cycle with themselves. And that's what it sounded like the Kagemori clan head was looking for. He's like, oh, I don't want no more twins after this, ever. Right now, the Kagemori, the middle brother, right? Now, we know he's not in line for any type of leadership in the Kagemori clan because he's behind his older brother. But he has a different opinion. He wants to actually bring in these powers and, you know, protect them so that they can control them, right? Like, we don't know to what degree he wants to relinquish that control to the individuals versus them enacting his will. I don't know. But he had a differing opinion. Now, obviously, the Tadera clan, which are part of the Higashi clan, obviously they want the Kagemoris to have no type of association or say on this power. They don't want none of it, right? So that's why there's this friction right now. Now, Yuru comes out and says, hey man, like, I'm not hiding from nobody. He's like, I know there's people that want to take advantage of me and the situation, and people will disagree with what I want to do and achieve. But he's like, hey, let the chips fall how they will, right? So that upset Asa because Asa's like, hey man, I'm concerned for your safety, and if you just go around beating your chest saying anybody can pull up, like, you're asking for trouble. Right? But it's out of concern and safety that she's saying that, not necessarily like, hey, like, dim your light and don't achieve your goals, right? Because at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is finding what happened with our parents. At least to Yuru, right? Now, after that happens, who knows what the next step of the story is. But, so family, basically we leave the Kagemori mansion, right, with an agreement to disagree, right? But Asa, and we're not like the Kagemoris and the Taderas and Higashis, they're not really trusting each other. Really, the only people that are trusting anybody are Yuru and Asa. And because everybody's really working for these two, like, they're just going along, right? They're trying not to stir up an issue. But so that's basically what happens when we leave, is Yuru and Asa trust each other. Yuru is finally convinced that this Asa is the real Asa, right? And it's in the way, and this moment I actually really liked, family, because there's just such like a human aspect to knowing how someone will touch you or how they sound or how they move, and like, you know what I mean, just some of the unique traits of people that you can only, you know, pick up on, like, as on a human level. So that confirmed that this Asa was his real sister, so we trust her. And she asks Jin not to track them because, you know, like, they're competitors, they're enemies. And so Tadera, but we are working together, right? So we need a way to communicate, but Tadera's like, well, I'm not giving you any information. Like, you might pull up on me at any time. So what we do is we find one of the Kagemori's business locations to use as a meeting location, as a rendezvous point. But family, okay, so really quickly, because I'm running out of time, that middle brother, isn't he associated with butterflies? So while Asa asked Jin not to track Yuru and them, they left. There was a butterfly following them, and the middle brother was acting shady on his own in the hallway. I think he's tracking them. The clan head also said, left and right we're supposed to counterbalance break, and left and right we're supposed to counterbalance break and seal, but the seal twin has them both, which is a problem, I guess. All praise due to